for the Olympic silver medalist from Bahrain, Salwa Naser. Can she do it again here? Paulino had not been beaten by Naser, had not been beaten for a couple of years in the 400 meters. Will she manage to turn things around here? Gabby Thomas was also ahead of her. Gabby now, as we know, moved down into the short sprints. Then we throw in some new challengers. Alexis Holmes has been here as a racer with Nikisha Price in there 5 and 4. So Alexis knows that in the middle lanes they've got a slight advantage over the challengers, particularly Amber Anning, who we're going to see in a second. There's Nikisha Price. Was only 8th in Kingston in that incredibly fast race, so she'll want to turn that around. So the world indoor champion from Great Britain, been based in the US for quite a few years now. Good 200-meter runner as well. Was disqualified actually at the European Indoor Championships. A real shame that was, for lane infringement. Then Stacey Ann Williams, she must look at the times and go, well, I'm pretty good. I've run 50 flat in my career, but that makes me the slowest in this field. Not by much. Then Whittaker on the inside. Actually ran an 800. I'm always curious about 400-meter runners at 2.2 this year.
Really? Okay. This is a walk in the park for her, yeah?
Impressive. Yeah. Actually, Amber Anning's last race, 2.6 for an 800. What's going on?
You want that
400-meter runners, exactly. Just testing them early season. Yeah. This, though, about their main event, the 400 meters. So we got Whittaker on the inside, then Williams, Amber Anning, the world indoor champion, in 3. Nikisha Price, Alexis Holmes, Paulino, the Olympic champion, in 6. Naser, Olympic silver medalist, winner in Kingston, and then Kendall Ellis on the outside.
You know Naser's going to get out, but Paulino does have her in her sights just outside of her.
Safely away, everybody, round this first turn. Naser has started quickly. Paulino's going to try and hang on to her, and also gone out pretty quickly Alexis Holmes, as she likes to as well. Amber Anning in lane 3 got some room to make up. There's a big gap between Price and the athletes outside her, so Anning's going to have to check off that. Now look at this. Naser out there in lane 7 has gone through the first 200 meters incredibly quickly. Paulino hanging on. Holmes is right there. Amber Anning looks as though others are starting to chase her down. Whittaker has really come through in lane 1, and as that stagger starts to unfurl, we'll put her perhaps in 3rd. But it's Naser against Paulino. Paulino fighting, trying to get there, has got the momentum. Here she comes, the Olympic champion is going to get the win this time. Paulino, 49.21. Holmes maybe hung on for 3rd place there. Very tired in the last 20 meters.
She had to
too hard, too fast, what do you think? Very quick through that first 200.
Well, the thing is, she knows that Naser's a closer, so she knows that she's coming. And like I said, she had to come out here and establish herself. She put the finger up at the finish line just to let y'all know, look, don't forget, I'm still that girl. And you know what? I think it was important for her to maybe lose, because she'd been winning so much. So Naser had to kind of dash that cold water in her face, be like, well, who are you? And she showed us who she is today.
Time? I mean, we've had such a day today. I mean, that was about a race, though, wasn't it? As you said.
You know, I'm just looking at the time right now as we're speaking, because I was caught up in the race.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal strategy. Just she stalked her around the first turn and just made sure she stayed close. She knew she could close on her edge. It was a fight in that finish line. 49.21. You break 50 point. It's respectable. We know what she can do. Like I said, she came to the home straight away, and you can see all that is a fight. And you can just see that, you know, Naser obviously broke down, and she could probably hear the footsteps. And athletes do have that feel for the athletes that are around them.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing for the world indoor champion. You can see that Amber Anning in lane 3.
Yeah, not the best finish for her, but lesson learned. And she lined up and... Okay, so I mentioned, you can just look at Paulino's face that she is fighting for this finish. You are not beating me today. Naser got really, really big with her arms, obviously getting very, very tired. But Paulino now knows that her speed is where it needs to be. She knows that she's going to have the strength. And she actually knows that Naser's not going to beat her in that 200. So going into that, she's got confidence to just win the whole thing and get herself a slam championship.
Yeah, just by contrast, at 200 meters, Naser was 3/10 ahead. And, you know, that doesn't sound like a lot, but in a, you know, if it was a flat 200 meters, that's a long way.
It's a long way. Those tenths mean something.
Well, MJ, a very happy spectator, and I'm sure very appreciative of another.
The women's 400 meters at the second stop of the 2025 Grand Slam Track Tour in Miami turned into one of the most electrifying showdowns of the year. The field was stacked with talent. Nearly every athlete had a personal best under 50 seconds, setting the stage for a truly elite contest. And from the opening gun, it was clear this race would live up to the hype. Among the marquee names was Bahrain's Salwa Naser, the Olympic silver medalist who had recently scorched the track in Kingston with a 48.67-second victory. Yet, facing her once again was Dominican powerhouse Marileidy Paulino, who had never lost a Naser in a 400-meter final and wasn't planning to start now. Adding further intrigue were seasoned competitors like Kendall Ellis, Alexis Holmes, and Britain's world indoor champion Amber Anning, making this lineup one of the most competitive of the entire Grand Slam season. As the athletes burst out of the blocks, Naser immediately imposed her trademark aggression, storming through the opening 200 meters with remarkable pace. Holmes kept herself in contention from the center lanes, while Anning battled to stay within striking distance on the inside. But Paulino, ever composed and strategic, refused to be rattled by Naser's blazing start. She stayed true to her rhythm, conserving energy for the final stretch where she's historically been at her strongest. As they entered the home straight, Paulino began her methodical pursuit. Her stride lengthened, her momentum built, and with every meter, the gap shrank. The crowd roared as she powered past Naser in the final strides, taking command and crossing the line first with a season's best of 49.21 seconds. Naser followed closely at 49.33, while Holmes edged out a fading Whitaker for third, clocking 50.36 to Whitaker's 50.38. Paulino's triumph was a perfect example of tactical brilliance and mental strength. While others reacted to Naser's early burst, Paulino trusted her plan, executing it to perfection. Her explosive finish reaffirmed her dominance in the women's 400 meters and underscored her mastery of pacing, a skill that continues to separate her from the field. Analysts were quick to note how Paulino's poise under pressure reflects a champion's mindset. Her calm exterior and controlled aggression make her a formidable opponent in any race. After crossing the finish, she lifted a single finger skyward, a quiet yet powerful signal that she remains the queen of the quarter mile. Beyond the victory itself, Paulino earned 12 valuable points toward the Grand Slam track standings, with Naser collecting 8. The innovative series, conceptualized by Olympic legend Michael Johnson, seeks to elevate track and field by rewarding consistency and providing greater financial support for top-tier athletes, something long overdue in the sport. With yet another victory to her name, Paulino extends her winning streak and reinforces her status as the sport's most reliable and dominant 400-meter runner. As the Grand Slam series moves forward, all eyes will be on whether anyone can disrupt her reign, or if she'll continue redefining what excellence looks like in the women's 400 meters.